Hey everybody, it's Joanne from Joanne Ralston Art. How are you? Love you guys, love all my viewers, big time. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel. A couple things before I get started. I've had some questions. One was, where did I get my bottles? And people are talking about these bottles, and they're a nice pop on, pop down, and they're nice and tight. And I use them, I've got my water in them, my CHOO in them, my paints in them, and where they come from. I think it's pronounced Terrainy, but these are them. These are what I get. And if you see on the back, it says coffee flavors. You can usually find them. Some grocery stores actually put them where the coffee is. Other grocery stores think of it as stuff for ice cream. So they put it in the ice cream syrup aisle. But anyway, these are what I put in my coffee. I put a little squirt of caramel and a little bit bigger squirt of the white chocolate. And that's how I like my coffees. It tastes close to cappuccino, and it also tastes a lot like that Bob Evans coffee that they make, where they put hot chocolate and caramel sauce and chocolate sauce in it. But anyway, these are what I use. And I just take a pair of scissors, and you just slice down through there, and it comes right off. And I wash them real good with soap and water, and I put my paints in them. I used to throw them away, but not anymore. I keep those for my paints, so I don't have to buy a whole bunch of bottles. And then if you have a printer, you can print the names on nice and neat, like I do with a printer. Or if you don't have a printer, you can get these nice labels that I also get. I'll put it up close. But you just pull it off and you can write on them. And I also use these little things to put on the top of my little cups. And if you'd like to know, where I get my little cups, dollar store. These are awesome. When they get down to the bottom, I just open them up, let them dry, and the paint peels right out of them, nice and neat. And then I wash them with soap and water, and I've got fresh new containers. So that's one thing that I've been asked. The other thing that I have been asked is how I mix my pigments with the pouring medium mix. And I also do it similar with my tube paints, the same way. All right. This is Mix Pour. And this particular batch is very thick. The thick one is what I use when I'm doing tree rings, traveling straight pours. You know, when you want your paints thick, I use the thick. She also has a regular thickness, and it's more towards the other end. It's thinner, but you can get the thick and thin it down with water. Right now, I'm out of the thinner mix. This is my last bottle, and I haven't opened it yet, so I've got to get some more ordered. If you want some, Christina8974@gmail.com. Email her and she'll set you right up and send it straight to you. But how I mix my pigments first. Sorry, I am going to put a mask on. I don't like to get pigments in my lungs. And I'm also going to turn this down so that you can see what I'm doing. Let me turn it. All right, what I generally do, and I need to mix up some more sapphire, not for this painting, but for another painting. But I just put a little bit of alcohol. I call it a jigger. It's about a teaspoon or less of alcohol. Then you take your pigment, and you can also do this with Josanya. You can wet your pigments with Josanya. Ooh, this one's almost empty. And then for this size of a cup, I just do a decently healthy amount. And then I get my pigments wet. And I mix it around till it's a nice wet slurry. And the pigments are not lumpy. I make sure they get nice and wet. And then once they do, you can take your mask off because no longer pigments in the air. But if you see, it's just, their pigments are nice and wet, okay? Then, let me close this up. Then what I do is I put a little bit of mix in, not a lot, and stir it up and get it nice and mixed up. And then once I get it nice and mixed up, I add more. And if I'm mixing tube paints with mix, I put mix in, then I put my tube paint in, and then I mix it, then I add more mix to the amount that I want. Now, as you can see right there, it's highly pigmented. It's nice and rich and blue. And then I add some more mix to the amount that I want. And stir it up. And then I add water to get the consistency I want. If I need it thinner, which this will need thinned, but I'm not gonna do it now. But you get it good. It mixes very nicely. And I don't do this whipping. I don't like to do that. I feel like I get more air bubbles. And with mix pour, I stir down and then come up from the bottom. And I do this with all my mixtures. And I find that I get a lot less air bubbles. But see how nicely that mixes? And she needs to mix some more, but and mix pour, I guess you would say it's translucent. It dries clear. So even if you feel like you don't have enough pigment in there, once that dries, the pigment's going to show even more. But see how pretty that is? It's just beautiful. And I don't have that many bubbles because I stir around, then I bring it up from the bottom. And then also with mixed pour, I have learned, and then if you bang it on your table, it makes, I can't do it on this real hard. It makes the bubbles come up to the top. See, they're already coming up. But I just bang it on my table, and what few bubbles are still in there, you can see them. You can see them come up and start popping. I don't know if you can see that good on the camera, but there she is. And then, you know, if I want a larger amount, you know, of course I mix in a cup and I use more. If I'm mixing with like my Floetrol, my Liquitex pouring medium, and my GAC 800 with my pigments, I generally just put a little bit of that in the bottom of the cup and mix the pigments up. And then add more. And it just seems like it really mixes well that way. Now, as you can see, I've got some colors here. I'm going to do a Dutch pour. I pulled these out on one of my lives, and I found out, if you hear them, they're quite watery. And they are Nick Pro acrylic pouring colors, premium, and these are neons. This is neon red, neon orange, neon yellow, neon green, neon blue, neon purple, neon violet, and neon pink. So I thought since they were so fluidy, I would try them in a Dutch pour and see what, you know, I don't want them to go to waste. I've never used them yet. And get some use out of them and go from there. So, what I'm going to do first, of course, is get all this out of the way. And I have my sides painted, as you can see. And I am going to use a black base. So let me first get this covered. All right, we got her covered. Now, I'm not real sure yet how I want to do this. I think for this one, we're just gonna go up with all the colors. There's the green. There's the blue. Boy, for fluidy paint, this bottle is very stiff. It's very hard to squeeze. Let's get, this is violet. First one was green. Second one was blue. That was violet. Let's put some pink. And we'll put some purple. Some red. This is kind of crazy, but I thought, boy, it'd be fun. These colors would be all pretty. And some yellow. All right. I got my little blow dryer out, and it does have a cool setting. You want a cool setting if you can get it. And I'm hoping I can do this on low. Let's see. Nope. I'll have to go on high. Might be too much color. Oh, I'm not sure. But we'll see. Y'all can't see that one. It's over there. Sorry. Oh, I don't know. It's pretty cool. Let's play with our little one. See if we can get a little more shape of it. I want to get some indentation there. Woo! Now that the colors are settling down, they're kind of showing up better. You can always reshape. And just add a little more color. I'm hoping I'm keeping this in the screen for you guys. I put it on my spinner because I feel like I can move it around to where I want it better. And work the paints the way I want without being constrained to certain positions. There we go. And let's push that over the edge a little. Oh, how cool. Oh, I'm anxious to see how this dries. But you can see all the colors coming out. I love my little blow dryer. I think I'm going to stop there. Looks pretty good. Well, all I've got to say is stay tuned for dry results. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hi, everybody. Here we are for dry results. Now, in one way, I'm not impressed with these paints. In another way, I am impressed with these paints. See how it crackled? I'm impressed that it's crackled and gives it that crackled look, but I'm not impressed that it crackled. So, but anyway, it picked up all the colors, nice and pretty, but see how nicely the black dried? So it's obviously that pre-mixed paint that did all the crackling, but the colors are pretty, and in a way the crackling is pretty. It just depends on your style, what you like. But it's kind of cool. But it does have all the colors in there, the pinks. The red's not really a red, but it's kind of half pink, half red. The blues, the greens, all the different colors. But anyway, there she is. Be sure and tell me what you think. And everybody take care. I love you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.